All right, in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to be a little bit more organized so that you don't lose track of where things are in the drawing. So right now we have lots of lines, lots of different elements here, and it's real easy to, when you make a new component, to not be able to find the right place you want to put it. So fortunately, SketchUp has a feature here where you can turn off the visibility or hide the rest of the model as you're editing either inside of a group or as a component. So I clicked over here the display button, and there's a checkbox here for hide rest of model. Okay, so now when I click on this model and I'm in this group and I double click to edit the group, so double click and it drew this box around it, you notice everything else disappeared. Didn't go anywhere, it just disappeared from visibility. Okay, so now I don't have to worry about where I'm going to reference things from. I'm referencing it only from here. All right, so if I click away, I can go back. So I'm no longer editing inside that group. So let's assume I want to put a vertical piece, a horizontal piece between these two sticks at 2 inches high. Well, if you remember, okay, this vertical stick is on top of this 1/16 inch tall piece of cardboard. So I need to be 2 inches from the top of the cardboard, okay? So when I come in here and I double click and edit this wall, okay, and if I'm trying to draw a reference point, make sure that you're drawing your reference point from this line, not from the green axis line, okay? So if I'm going to go ahead and click my tape measure to draw a reference line, I'm going to click on the edge, not on the green axis. So make sure you're on the edge, or you could click on a point, and I'll show you what the difference is. So if I click on a point, and then I go ahead and draw it up a point, click again. Let's say I type in 2 inches. I want it to be at 2 inches. Okay. It created just a small point. Okay. So guide points will happen from a point. Okay. If you want a reference from if you want to do a complete line, you need to reference it from another line. Okay. So let's come down here and be on the edge and go ahead and draw that up. Okay. And you'll notice I'm creating a line. Let's do this at 4 inches. So type in 4. And you see that I've created a reference line. Okay. So it's not just a point, it's a complete line. So you can use that however you want to use that. All right. So now I want to draw some horizontal beams in between. And I can do that again like we did before and copy one of these particular sticks before and then rotate it around and resize it, or I can just draw one out. I'm thinking drawing one out is much easier to do. So here's a reference point at 2 inches above. So I'm going to take my rectangle tool, and since I'm on my angle view, I can see what I'm doing, but I just have to make sure that I'm on the right axis. So I want to make sure it's green here, okay? And I'm going to make a box, and it may understand it. Like you see, it's already snapped to 1/8 by 1/8, okay? But if it doesn't, you just type that in and it will snap itself into place. So now I've drawn a 2-dimensional box, and I want to extrude that 2-dimensional box all the way over. So I'm going to click my push-pull tool, select that face, and pull it right on out. Okay, and you want to pull it out until you are meeting something. Like right here, it says intersection with stick. Okay, so now I have created a horizontal stick, but it's not a component. It's a multitude of lines. So if I try and move this, so let's go ahead and try and move it. Okay, I'm only moving it by grabbing some line or some face. Okay, and it's going to do some funny things. Okay, because it's only grabbing those lines. So I need to create a component out of this. Now, I can't grab those other faces, okay, to copy it. So I either have to triple click, and that selects everything, okay, or I click on once, I right click, and then I select all connected. Okay, so now everything that is connected to what I drew. Now you notice it didn't select this vertical and this vertical because they're actually not connected because they are separate components. Okay, so even though they look like they're connected, they are not. They are separate components. It's like building with Legos. This would be separate Lego pieces, even though they are right next to each other. They are not one piece. They're not. This is not an H type of item. It is three separate straight items. Okay, so now I've selected all those components. I right click. I'm going to make it as a unique component. Make it as a component. I'm going to call it horizontal stick. Okay, great. So now when I click on it, it all lights up in blue. So this is one component, that's another component, that's another component. Now if I want to make copies of it, Control C, Control V, okay, it's easy for me to make multiple copies and place them wherever I want to place them. Okay, well, let's say I want to put one over here, okay, but this one is too short, then you probably want to, again, you got to make this unique, okay, and then you can come in here and edit this, okay, and stretch it out. But again, since my visibility here, okay, is hiding the rest of the model, all right, I can't tell how far I'm going. So I want to make sure that I turn that visibility back on, come right here to that, okay, I can turn that visibility off and save that. Okay, so that's how you can put sticks in the right place. And you can do the same thing here with your angled stick. If you need to make a copy of it, just go Control C, Control V. I've gone ahead and made a copy. I put it into place. Now, if I want to rotate it, okay, it's always best to, when you're rotating something, to stay on a straight view. So I'm going to change my view here to my left view. Okay. So therefore, when I'm rotating, I can easily see what's going on. And let's go ahead and rotate that. Let's select this rotate tool. I'm going to rotate from this corner point. I'm going to be on this axis, and I'm going to rotate it right up to 45. Let's go with 90 degrees, right? And that should be the angle I want. Now I can take this and move it straight down simply by grabbing this point here and moving it down. Now it is in the right position where I want it. Okay, so now you see we've created a whole entire wall. And the only thing you need to do from here is just start assembling each wall and putting floors on it and just building from there. That's it.